Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Tuesday the 16th of January. In this short video we're going to look at the charts, look at the technicals on the DAX-Index, which on TradingView has the code DE30EUR. What we'll see is that the DAX remains in a trading range. It needs to break up some key resistance to confirm a flag, and then we will be off to the races. But until that resistance is broken, the trading range remains in place. Let's look at those charts. So here we are, and the first chart we're looking at is the weekly. So each candle on this chart represents 1 week's trade, and you can see that the DAX, it consolidated to the 20-week moving average at the end of last year, and then in the first weeks of this year we've seen this move above the 20-week moving average, which is positive. However, we remain in this trading range. It's not yet confirmed as a flag. We need to break to the upside, break the resistance that I'll tell you about later, that's on the spike from last week, and break through that, and then we will hopefully move above the 13,600 level. Are we going to do it imminently? It's difficult to say that at the moment. As you can see from this weekly chart, the RSI is in a shallow downtrend, although it is still above 50, so is still indicative of positive momentum. But the loss of upside momentum is being witnessed by the MACD, which are tracking downwards slightly. The short term marginally below the long term, although still with upside momentum as they are above zero. Moving on to the daily chart, and here you can see the resistance more clearly from the high of the 9th of Jan. I'll give you the level later, and no need to worry about that at the moment. So you can see that the range trading that we're in. The moving averages, the 20 is now supportive. You can see that moving up. It is above the 50, but when it crossed above on the 10th, the 50 was actually moving down, so it wasn't a golden cross. I would have been a bit more optimistic for a break to the upside if that had been the case, but you can see that the 50 is still tracking down, and if we were to come below that, that would be a negative influence on the DAX. Well below, we've got the 200 moving up, reason at a fair clip. Obviously, well below the market at 12,690. With regard to momentum on this daily chart, we're back above 50, trying to form an uptrend, but it's got some resistance to the upside, presently on the RSI 58.64, and this reluctance to upside momentum is also witnessed in the MACD, with the short term moving back towards the longer term, although they are actually above zero, so still indicative of some positive upside momentum, but not what we would like to see. We'd like to see a bigger divergence between that short term and the longer term. On the 4-hour chart, so excuse me, here each candle represents 4 hours of trade. We've gone back above the 24-hour average, which is good. That's still tracking down, but obviously it will start to turn. 50 is moving up and would give support 13,163. And momentum, having been very strong in the early part of the new year, did decline, has moved back up, presently 61.4 on the RSI. I would expect that to hopefully hold at these levels, move on higher. I mean, obviously, if we do get up towards that resistance level, we want the RSI to be up in the 70s, or there would be a chance of a non-confirmation. The MACD are just starting to turn back up. The short term has just gone above the longer term today, and they are above zero. Now, some technical analysts would see that as a buy recommendation solely from today. I would wait and see to make sure that the longer term does turn back up as well. Okay, looking at the support and resistance levels. That first resistance, which is also important, is at 13,427.1. That was the high from last week, the 9th of Jan. And then before then, the high of 13,535 from the 7th of November, that would then become the key resistance. On supports, we've got support from the moving averages, the 50 from the 4 hour, 13,162.71. And then the 20-day at 13,158.12. So that's been TA for traders looking at the DAX. The key takeaways from the video should be that the recent range trading looks set to continue, but with a question mark. We're not yet confirmed as a flag. That would need the resistance at 13,427 to be broken. Then there's a chance of a breakout from that trading range. The moving averages, although some are positive, they're not all positive. And the upside momentum needs to build. Sorry, I've got a typo on there. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember these videos that I do on YouTube are my own opinions and they're not an investment recommendation.